Jamaica, reggae, Rastafari. If I were to ask you to associate a name with any of those three words, I would be willing to bet that the subject of my speech today would be your answer. He is an icon whose message and music lifted him from a small island nation to worldwide fame and notoriety. And today, nearly 30 years after his death, he's still seen as a symbol of hope and perseverance worldwide. It's my pleasure today to speak to you about the life, music, and death of Bob Marley. He was born Robert Nesta Marley on February 6, 1945, in a small Jamaican rural community. He was biracial. His father was an English Marine and his mother was a young Jamaican woman. And because of this fact that he was biracial, he was ridiculed a lot throughout his childhood. Partly due to this ridicule and partly due to the family's search for a better life, they moved to the Jamaican capital city of Kingston while Bob was an early teen. And it was here where Bob found the music that would change his life forever. Upon settling in Kingston ghetto called Trenchton, Bob was introduced to American R&B. He really found his calling then, and he formed a group called the Wailers with two of his friends. They played ska music and were pretty successful playing it. They put out over 30 singles and scored a number of hits during that time. However, due to financial difficulties, they split up after 3 years. And despite the setback, it was really the catalyst to the change that produced his legend. That catalyst being the religion Rastafari. Rastafari had an immense influence on his music, whereas before it was more of a young, rebellious type tone to the music. Now it took on more of a serious and religious tone to it. And it was after his conversion to Rastafari that he formed the group Bob Marley and the Wailers. With the Wailers, Bob wrote his most popular music, including No Woman, No Cry, Exodus, Waiting in Vain, Get Up, Stand Up, Jamming, and of course, One Love. With these hits, he electrified the music scene and really introduced the world to reggae. He was succeeding in bringing his message of hope and love to all the peoples of the world. However, in 1977, tragedy struck as doctors discovered that Bob had cancer, melanoma. He spurned traditional treatments and he continued to write and perform during this time after he was diagnosed with melanoma. He released his last album in 1980 and he toured throughout Europe to support the album. Shortly after the tour, he became very ill and it was found that the cancer had spread throughout his body. And after fighting it for 8 months, he died on May 11th, 1981, and he was 36 years old. Despite his short life, he really had an amazing legend. He brought inspiration and hope of a better future to both his own people and untold others worldwide. He brought attention to the injustices being done to his own people in Jamaica. He helped create and introduce a new musical style to the world, one which is still very popular today. And finally, he will forever be known as the natural mystic, a man whose message of hope and freedom still reverberates today, perhaps now more than ever. Thanks.